Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario RPG. In the last part, we finished up the sunken ship and now we're heading back to Seaside Town. Oh, hello. You found the star. Well done. But your journey ends here. You are so gullible. Don't you know who I am? I'm Yaridovich, a member of Smithy's gang. Shocked? It's no wonder. My impersonation of an ordinary person was flawless. Your search for the stars has worried Smithy. So if I take that star back to him, I'll earn brownie points. This is the way to get ahead. It's futile to try and fight me. Just hand it over, nice and easy. Yeah, okay. And to think I got the star without even soiling my hands. I'm such a genius it scares me sometimes. No wonder I'm so important. Alright everyone, listen up. We're returning to the castle. Our ride should be here about now. Notably, you do want to return the star to him immediately, because otherwise you get a not so good reward later on. Well, let's follow him immediately. Blade's late. What's taking him so long? We need to get out of here. This is just great. Mario caught up with us. Only one thing we can do now. Although it may rust a little, we'll have to swim for it. Not so fast there. That star's a gift to me mate Mario. You spineless dogs have no code of honor. We'll make you walk the plank. Johnny, maybe we shall leave Mario the pleasure of wrapping things up here. I guess we'll have to take our disguises off now. Group formation. Oh, you're tall. Time for the hardest boss in the first 3/4 of the game or so, not counting certain optional ones. Yaridovich. 1500 HP, weak to thunder, supposedly. Immune to fear, poison, sleep, and mute, and he has attacks like Water Blast, which are party targeting and do a lot of damage. Ow! That's a good fifth of my health still. Yowza. Otherwise, he has attacks like Flamestone, Willy Wisp, and Pierce. More or less, a lot of just high damage attacks. 50 coins, 120 experience points. And the biggest difficulty with this boss honestly comes with the latter third of it, if you're new to the game. In terms of a basic strategy for him, you want to boost Mario and Mallow, have them use jump and shocker as their primary attacks to get the most damage in. Physical attacks with Gino are good as well. I don't recommend boosting him. No, I think I end up doing so in this fight. Heal with HP Rain when necessary. However, if you brought in Peach, that's probably most of what she's going to be doing. Bowser isn't even that useful in this fight because he can't get fear on him. The big trouble, again, comes in the last third of the fight. And even then, that trouble is in large part exaggerated, honestly. Due to a certain thing I'll go over in a moment when it comes up. Because at this point, I'm actually physically attacking him intentionally. Delaying a bit, because the major gimmick of this fight, you can actually completely skip if you do enough damage quickly enough. However, I want to show it off because it's something that a lot of people had trouble with. Mirage Attack. He makes a clone of himself. Normally what you're supposed to do here is either use Mallow's Psychopath ability with a timed hit to figure out which is the real one by reading his thoughts, or you can also attack them both, and whichever one takes less damage is the real one. However, the game kind of screws up in one thing, in that it automatically targets the one you were fighting to begin with anyway, so the one you target at the first glance is the real Yaridovich. Whoops. Well. That is the only... Well, high damage aside, honestly. That is the largest issue with Yaridovich, and it's not even that due to difficulty. I just find the fight kind of self-defeating due to that auto-targeting thing. Used to be a wall, but nowadays, not so much. And we got the star back. Smithy's now in the race for the star pieces. What horrible surprises might he have in store for Mario? Good question, narrator who doesn't actually exist. To Mario. Knowing you, it must have been a breeze knocking down Yarid, eh? By the way, my pirates say they saw a huge axe axe flying across the sky. It's probably one of Smitty's nasty friends. Go get him, pal. Well, me gills are failing on me. So I'll be heading back down. Drop in whenever you have time, okay? Your true mate, Jonathan Johnny Jones. Alright, and we got the shed key. That sounds familiar, right? Yeah, this shed here. We can finally enter it. Oh! Phew, thanks so much. I've had enough of cramped, dirty old places like this. Hey, fella, you got us out of a bind. Peace, brother. It was mighty unpleasant in here. Thanks for helping us out. Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Be sure to stop by. Yeah, stop on by. Thank you for freeing us. I got to get back to work now, but stop by the inn. See you there. Ah, Mario. Thanks so much for saving our little town of Seaside. You exposed the fake townspeople and gave us your star to save us. Please, take this with our thanks. And we get a flower box. Sometimes, depending on the amount of times you refuse to give Yaridovich the star piece from the start of this part, that will degrade. If you give it to him first shot, you get a flower box. If you refuse a couple times, once or a couple times rather, it's a flower jar. More than those few times, it's a flower tab. Needless to say, it's just best to give it to him right off the bat. Welcome to Beetles R Us. We run a beetle business here. Want an explanation? Sure. Okay, I'll explain the system. First, you need to purchase a beetle box, which will cost you 50 coins. Then go to Booster Hill where there are many beetles. If you bring back the beetle box full of beetles, you can trade them in for coins. Check the menu list for more information. Alright, beetle bug price list, male 50 coins, female 1, golden beetle 1 frog coin. So easy way to get a frog coin. Admittedly, I'm actually buying into this, even though I'm not going to do the minigame much at all, because it's just it's a key item, technically. You need to jump there, by the way, to show your ID. But it's also an easy way for me to spend 150 coins just so I can actually have some spent. Because there's a lot of coin chests in the game still, and having max money for the entire thing is not going to work out too well for me. But now we can actually buy the stuff from the weapon and armor shop. I'm only buying from the weapon, though. I'm buying one of every weapon that's new, aside from the Hurley gloves, because I already have that. However, notable, the hammer there on the bottom is actually a different hammer than the one we got from the Hammer Brothers at the start of the game. This one has a high chance of giving you a lucky flower when you defeat an enemy with it. Also notable, in between parts, I also sold off some of my old weapons, because the thing is about this game is that both the inventory and armor inventory are limited to 2 pages. So I sold off basically all non-unique weapons and all equipment basically prior to the work pants. I'm still keeping the work pants around for now, but it won't be permanent. How you doing? Mario, if it's a star that you're looking for, maybe I'll help you out. At the far side of Land's End is a town made up of reformed monsters. A mouse came by the other day and I heard him boasting about a star of theirs. I don't know exactly where this town is located, but if you follow the road, you'll get there. Alright, so keep moving along the linear path. Gotcha! And one more thing of interest in this town is in here. This is Mushroom Boy's shop. Hey, I'm the Mushroom Boy. Did you know that hidden amongst the regular mushrooms there are some special ones? Unreal, huh? I'll give you items in return for those special mushrooms, but you gotta taste them to find out what kind they are. So I'll take a nibble first. I'm hoping for a special mushroom, even if it isn't. At least I'll get a meal out of it. The way that this, I believe, works is that any of the mushrooms in the forest maze you can give to this guy, and he'll judge whether or not they're special mushrooms or not. And if they're a special mushroom, he'll just give you some items. I think sometimes frog coins, flower tabs, so on and so forth. Not too useful to me, though. Also at this point, the guy here in the Moleville town has a second item for us, the mystery egg. He has no idea what it does, but it sort of grows on you, huh? This is a special item in that it's sort of like the cursed shield from Final Fantasy VI, in that what happens to it depends on whether or not you use it a lot. In order to get that effect to happen, you need to use it 10 times with Peach when she has the bathtub ring equipped that you can get at one of the prior shops. I think the one in Marymore has it. And when it does that, it hatches into a sheep and becomes the lamb's lure, which when used, sheep appears on the screen, turns the enemy into a sheep, and then both sheep kind of leave. Also, hi Samus, good to see you there, girl. However, when you use the lamb's lure itself 48 times, it becomes the sheep attack, which I think basically turns any enemy into sheep. It's not the most useful thing, that's why I didn't go for it, but if you want an easy way out of battles, you can do that. Also, that's what my setup's looking like for the next major area of the game. It's time to head on over to Land's End. Is that the name of a fashion store or something? Alright, but now we have these cannons. Essentially, you want to press the jump button. The jump button in timing with the bell that happens. in order to get the most out of your jump. That chest there is interesting. Depending on the amount of flower points you have, it can either have that red essence we just got, or a flower. Since I have enough flower points, it's a red essence instead of a flower, though. But with that, it's finally time for our next enemies of the part. First off, we got the Chow, 80 HP, can poison you, which is something to look out for, I suppose. No real weaknesses, but it is immune to fear and sleep. 3 points, 15 experience, attack up flower, can be Yoshi cookied into a fright bomb. And then there's the Octavator, 250 HP, has a lot of spells, particularly lightning elemental, weak to fire, immune to thunder, of course. 8 coins, 30 experience points, HP max flower, and can be Yoshi cookied into a froggy drink. Also, in terms of the timing for Peach's parasol-type weapons, it's when they hit the ground, and if you press the button, you'll know you did it right when the umbrella opens. And now we immediately have our next new enemy, the Shogun, 150 HP, weak against ice, immune to fear and sleep, 10 coins, 24 experience points, a defense up flower, Yoshi cookies into a rail syrup, and can drop a pick-me-up. They're also extraordinarily weak to ice. In fact, Snowy, which is Mallow's major ice attack, is going to get a lot of use here, though that does mean you're not going to be getting the most out of your FP, because Snowy costs like 12, I think, and that's pretty expensive. If you had the FP, the frog coins rather, I could recommend getting that accessory that halves FP cost from the frog shop, but I have better things to do right now. Hidden little platform right there. If we get back into the cannon and get the timing right, that's how you get the timing wrong, Kyle. We can not only get this frog coin, but we can jump onto this little brick and get a Caro Caro Cola there. Notable, again, if you had a certain amount of flower points, less than a certain amount of flower points, that would be a flower. Alright, time for the next two enemies. First off, we got the Gekit, 100 HP, can put you to sleep, weak against ice, immune to fire, 0 coins, 18 experience points, a once again flower, Yoshi cookies into an energizer, and can drop an Able Juice. Then there's the Spin Thrust, 230 HP, can poison you or scarecrow you, weak against ice, immune to poison, 4 coins, 30 experience points, has an attack up flower, Yoshi cookies into Yoshi candy, and drops a bracer. Good lord, so many enemies. Next up, we got the Chewy, 90 HP, can put you to sleep. No real weaknesses, but immune to jump, fear, poison, sleep, and mute. 0 coins, 14 experience points, has an attack out flower, Yoshi cookies into a bad mushroom, so not worth it at all, and can drop a sleepy bomb. And then there's the Shy Away, which might look a little familiar. 140 HP, can mute you, weak against ice, 30 coins, 1 experience point, can drop a lucky flower, Yoshi cookies into a maple syrup, and can drop a honey syrup. The thing about them, though, is that as the away in their name would suggest, they have quite the habit of running away at the first sign of danger. If you attack them, their next turn, they are very likely to run away. Oh, and Toad still learned mute. Take a guess at what that does. You're probably right. Notable, in this area, there's a lot of cannons, and I'm just going after all the Gekits and so just so I can have the experience points. But something you should keep in mind is that, unlike that one area booster pass that you can fall off and then roll back to the start, in this area, if you try to fall off the edge through the cannons, Mario will catch himself on the edge and kind of do a balancing animation, then you'll just be completely fine. You cannot fall off this area. I think there's only a single area of Land's End you can technically fall off of, and even then, we can't access that until a bit later. And time for an environment shift. Next new enemies are the Stinger, which is 65 HP, continue you into a mushroom or poison you. No weaknesses or immunities. 1 coin, 13 experience points, has a once again flower, and can be Yoshi cookied into or drop an Able Juice. And then there's the Fink Flower, 200 HP, can put you to sleep, scarecrow you, or recover its own HP, weak against fire, immune to fear, poison, sleep, and mute, 2 coins, 20 experience points, has an HP max flower, and can be Yoshi cookied into a max mushroom, but it only drops a mid mushroom. Also, it's been a while since we saw these flowers. I want to say it's been since, technically speaking, the first quote-unquote world. And Mario reached level 20. Now, here's the thing. I've had the experience booster on him thus far. However, it's now that I'm going to take it off of him and give it to Peach, actually, since he's technically the most behind in levels, being the newest addition to the party. And the thing is about that is, I would actually recommend almost keeping that on Mario to level 21 or 2. Because the thing is, the stat gains in this game sort of not cease, but I guess plateau would be the word for it a little bit, past level 21 or so. And that's pretty important to keep in mind. Either way, next enemy is a recolor of the Artichoker, the Criffid. 320 HP, Sandstorm, so it can fear you. Weak against Ice, immune to fire and poison, 6 coins, 35 experience points, has a defense up flower, and if you Yoshi Cookie them, we actually get a new item called the Crystalline. The Crystalline is essentially a bracer, except it increases the defense of the whole party by 100%. Essentially, it's the defense boost of a Geno boost. Or defense up flower, even. So that's pretty handy to get. Again, I'm not wasting my inventory space on that because I have red essences and Caro Colas around, but it's there, I suppose. Frog coin right there. Now, this next area might look a little bit familiar. Now, of course, it looks like every other underground area, but notice how it's an underground area with Shyaways, and as well as a new enemy, the Ribite. 250 HP can put you to sleep or poison you. Weak against fire, immune to poison, 8 coins, 22 experience points, has an HP max flower, and can be Yoshi Cookied into an elixir. A bit weird to finally get a recolor of the Frogog this late in the game, but I've seen worse RPGs that do that. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy IV, and having the little murderer, the recolor of the very first enemy in the game in the final area of the storyline. Now, I guess while this battle's going on, one thing I suppose I can mention is that something I've always found interesting about Mario RPG is that not only is everyone's experience just a slightly bit different, but there's almost always some new information that someone has that someone else doesn't. The community for this game just finds out all sorts of stuff throughout the ages, although I think by now the game's more or less fully discovered. There's all sorts of inconsistency, and I find that wonderful when it comes to sources. At least when it comes to games like this, because that means there's always something new to be found. Either way, is it just me or does this look familiar? A Shyaway with a recovery shroom in a chest with a trampoline right next to it. Oh, hey, the Carol Sewers. Well, if we actually check this chest where there was a flower earlier, there's now a cricket jam. Now, if you had investigated every single wish at Star Hill, that would seem familiar to you. And I didn't, and I apologize for that, but at the same time, I just had to move on at that point. But don't worry, it'll be used for something. Wink. Also, this climb is a bit more annoying than it should be if you're really aggressive and hasty, because you just might accidentally jump off the cliff at the last second. Welcome to the Sky Bridge, the big tourist attraction here, yep. Wanna challenge it? Sure. Okay, I need 5 coins from you. Need an explanation? Nah. There are 3 difficulties. Normal, Special, and Expert. Normal just has bullet bills. Special has the donut platforms fall if you're on them long enough, and Expert combines the 2. You more or less just get coins for completing normal or special, but completing expert gets you a frog coin, so that's another way to get them infinitely. However, at the end of the day, you need to cross it anyway because progress is beyond it. Thankfully, it's actually not that hard to cross. It is fairly forgiving. Hey, a mouse. I haven't been here in a while. I've been busy traveling around. Where you headed? Is it Monster Town by any chance? Yeah. Okay, listen up. Look for the world where the ant pops up and proceed after it. Keep following and find a way underground. Once then, Monster Town's just around the corner. So I'll see you there. Okay, cool, thanks. And now time for a little bit of a mini game. Those who have played Final Fantasy IX would recognize what they're about to do here somewhat. In some of the whirlpools in this area, there are shoguns. You need to fight the shogun and then go down the whirlpool of the sand pool it was in. I guess Antlion Den would be more accurate. Either way, we need to do this a couple times because that is where progress lies with us. The later you go through these rooms, though, the sand pools get more and more erratic with how they move, so you need to be careful there. Oh, hello again. Isn't this incredible? It really looks like the edge of the world, don't it? It's too spooky for me. I'm heading back to Monster Town. See ya. This is a wall we cannot jump up, by any means at the moment. Keep it in mind for later, though. Either way, let's head down, I think, 1 more whirlpool. Maybe 2, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, and Pete's leveled up again. Let's see. This is a magic level, because it's a multiple of 3 minus 1. Also notable, eventually Mario will actually be deviating from the normal pattern of power magic, HP magic, but for right now, he's pretty much good. Also, they give you a free star there, and the thing is about that save point in particular is that that is the easiest place in the game to do the star abuse I've mentioned before, for more than one reason. But right now, Mario reached level 21, that is a multiple 3, so that is power. Mallow reached 18, again, level of multiple of 3. Ooh, Star Rain, that's more or less his ultimate attack. Alright, who's next? Geno reaches level 17. This is where he learns his final ability in the game, Geno Flash, another very powerful magic attack. It still has the 3-star timing of Beam and the other one, Blast. However, you turn into a giant cannon and you do a lot more damage. 16 FP though, so it's pretty expensive. Now, I've heard this guy, you buy a star from him for 400 coins. However, I've heard he can give you a fake star, but I've never seen that happen. So essentially, you just get more free levels here. I'm not sure if this star will respawn if you do it over and over again through the star abuse, though. I wouldn't believe it if it did, honestly. Alright, Peach reached 18, which is where she learns a new special ability, Psych Bomb. I think that's her only offensive special attack. She hurls, I think, bombs at every enemy in the field from the sky. And the timed hit for it is just mashing the Y button like Mario's Fireball attack. I think it's also not resisted by any enemies. Wait, what was the name of this place? Belome Temple? That sounds familiar. 100 coins to get out of here? No, thank you. Alright, this is interesting. First, I've got a coin chest here. But when we talk to that guy, he's going to offer us a fortune. And what you have to do to get the fortune afterwards is hit the tongues on the 3 statues on the wall. I think there are fixed settings to what you get from this. Like, for instance, I think you always get the one I'm going to get if you do those 3 in a row. But what you get at the end, I think, still varies. If you see through the pipe next door, it looks like you have a great meal sometime in the future. Alright, cool. Now, this can also be a recovery shroom, but I think I end up getting a Yoshi cookie, which, needless to say, not too useful. Also, I'm having a hell of a time getting down this cave. Now, something I should note about this area and the desert area from a few moments ago is that there is a rare enemy that can drop in it, known as Makura. It looks like a gas cloud. When you first get into battle with it, it's known as Formless, and you need to use a special attack to reveal it. It's essentially under the Vanish status from 6. And when it's Makura, it has 620 HP, Bolt, Static, Electricity, Electroshock, and Solidify, which is the dangerous thing. It's immune to Jump, Thunder, Fear, Sleep, and Mute, though. 30 experience points, which is the reason you want to run into it, but I sadly don't. The L tile will get you to the next room. Your fortune determines which room you'll arrive at. If you're lucky, I'll run into Belome, and Monster Town will be just behind him. This is pure luck. I'm so hungry, wish I had something to eat. That means I can actually progress. If you get the other fortune, you go down here, you get blocked off from a treasure vault, essentially. Don't worry about that for now. Oh, wow, it actually is you. You look so tasty. I think I'll just have a snack. All right, time for Belome 2.0. 1200 HP, Aurora Flash, Light Beam, and Lullaby, so we can actually put you to sleep still. Still weak against Thunder, though, and immune to sleep. 20 coins, 80 experience points. The strategy has not changed that much at all. Just go all out. We're going to terrorize him right off the bat just so we can get some extra damage in. But otherwise, Mario is jumping, Mallow's using Shocker, and Bowser will just be using physical attacks. I never forget a taste. In fact, I can clone someone after just one slurp. Watch. The new gimmick is that on his, third or so turn, he'll take one of your party members, eat them, and immediately spit them up, but he'll cause a clone to show up of them, and the clone is an enemy you do have to fight to end the battle. Each one has different stats and weaknesses. Mario's has 200 HP, immune to Jump, Fire, Fear, Poison, Mute, and Sleep. Mallow's has 150 HP, Electroshock, Bolt, and Static Electricity. Weak to strong, immune to Thunder, Ice, and all the status elements. Geno's has 250 HP, strong against Ice, and I think all the status elements. Bowser's has 300, weak to Ice, but immune to Jump, Fire, so on and so forth. And then Peach's, the final one, has 120 HP. Basically just healing magic. In fact, it's probably the worst one to show up, which is why I didn't bring her into this fight, honestly. And is just immune to the status elements. It's a more annoying fight than Belome 1, yes, but, still easy. Oh, hello again. The pipe's a shortcut to my home, Monster Town. I'll see you there. Alright, cool. Let's check this place out. I love Monster Town's theme. This place looks fairly barren. However, with that, and using the save point that's in here, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 11, we'll actually be exploring Monster Town now that we have access to it, by the way, frog coin hidden right there. Thanks for coming by. And indeed, as that note said, see you guys then.